Hello, everyone. It's been a while, but we are resuming our community meetings starting with this month. The community meetings will be coming monthly, just to give an overview and update to the direction of the project. Obviously, we've been doing a lot the last past year, and we have a lot planned for this coming year. So with me, we have the whole team. Asphyxia will not be speaking today, so it's gonna be me, Paul, and Brian on the mic for now. So if you want to say hi, let people know you're here.
How's it going, everyone?
Hey everybody.
So we have a lot to talk about. Starting with development, we have a lot of exciting things coming online that will really help push to get that user base up. And Paul's gonna go over that in just a little bit. Paul.
Yeah, so we have a couple things that have been taking up most of our kind of attention. So if we refer to our roadmap, we had said that staking 2.0 and Aura would be released, and that would be within quarter 1. And those two systems are intrinsically linked because we need the staking 2.0 system provides a mechanism for earning Aura at a higher rate for Atmos stakers. Aura is our social token, so it's designed to provide civil defense for being able to increase resources for our users, provide some level of reasonable expectation that you're dealing with a real person or a real a committed individual because of the higher Aura score. And we do this in a completely decentralized and non KYC manner. So we're still making progress on Aura. We actually have kind of injected a new goal in between these two things, and that was to get OAuth with social logins done for Twitter and Reddit. So that's a big piece of what we're learning is one of the bigger barriers to getting onto discussions is obviously a new user comes to a site that has this sort of archaic public-private key system, and it's not, unless you're really involved in crypto, it doesn't become like second nature for people, and it's a pretty big barrier. So we've been testing the Twitter social login on the beta, and been working really well. We obviously have some UI elements that we're going to be refining on it, but for now, the plan is to push that live this evening. So you'll be able to log in to discussions via your Twitter account, and then the next step is to have Reddit, which will go to the beta. So we'll be testing the Reddit functionality. We do think that this is going to be a big piece of the success of getting people roped into the discussions ecosystem and providing them that sort of bridge. So once that's done, then the next phase is to make sure that we're able to provide resources at a higher rate and not have those be abused. So the Aura system will come into play. And so we have the Aura paper that will describe in detail the system that we're proposing. And so that should be ready to be published on Monday. And so looking forward to being able to get that out, socialize that to the community, and get people's thoughts on where we're going with that. So those are the kind of two big pieces, I think, in terms of our social development and some of the stuff that we're using for outreach.
Yeah. I just want to add a little bit to that is that both our Twitter and Reddit logins will be non-custodial. What will happen is that there will be we'll save an encrypted version of the brain key on our servers, but it's encrypted. So still, the only one that will have access to it will be our end users. So we know it's very important, for our users to make sure that this system is decentralized and just distributed. So we're making sure we'll take care of that on the back end.
Yeah, I mean that's a big piece of this, right? Like keeping this non-custodial, and you'll still be able to access your keys. You'll be able to decrypt them and view them via the discussions interface, but you won't have to mess with that when you initially log in. So for most of the people who are new to blockchain, new to crypto in general, that's not a primary concern. They want to come to discussions, they want to join in on the conversation, they see people earning tips, all that stuff. They want to be involved, but they don't necessarily have the the knowledge to be really understanding what's going on. So we're going to try to limit the barrier to entry quite a bit.
Yeah. Another piece of technology we're developing is the end-to-end encrypted messaging. That's going to take a little bit longer because the interface and the user experience of that is much more complicated. So that will probably happen before we have. That will probably happen after we have the logins ready. But once we do have it ready, we'll have a full suite of decentralized communication tools that will really fit the needs of the cryptocurrency community. We know the cryptocurrency community wants a live chat. Group chat will be a thing once we have that figured out. And I think once that's ready, discussion will be ready to replace all the centralized solutions out there and giving the cryptocurrency and the broader community a really secure and decentralized way to communicate. I'll move on to marketing a little bit. I know this is something that our community is very passionate about, and we have been doing a lot more community marketing. We were working on making sure that we have the information we need to make sure our marketing is very effective. I'm glad to say with the Twitter login, the Reddit handle login, that's going to be the case. We have more useful metrics to measure how engaged users are. We've been running discussions like the way old Reddit was run, just a place for people to submit blog posts. But obviously social media have evolved into much more sophisticated, and beyond that there's a lot of social networking algorithm that needs to be implemented to make sure you get the best experience possible, and we are working to incorporate those. And again, everything will be open and transparent. It won't be like Facebook. You don't know why a post is shown on your feed. All this will be laid out. It will be explained. So it's a very transparent way to do content recommendation. And again, it will be decentralized. So when you run your own node, you could adjust the algorithms. You could filter out certain things. So we think that's gonna be very exciting and really put us in the arena of social media platforms that. With the big boys, so to speak. So we're really excited about that. In terms of auto kind of more blunt force marketing, kind of getting a lot more eyeballs onto the project. We are working with multiple websites to do advertising. We are still negotiating the cost. But yeah, we are aiming for places where cryptocurrency enthusiasts would gather, like exchanges like Dap.com, DappRadar, wallet providers. So just really get discussions in front of those people who are interested in cryptocurrency, interested in using a decentralized social media platform, and earn Aura. And I want to emphasize these mass marketings will roll out once we have Aura ready, because that will add a very interesting element. It really gamify the system and really add like the missing tokenomics that discussions has lacked. Obviously we have Atmos, we have staking, but for discussions itself, it's always been a little bit lackluster with just tipping. So with Aura, it really help augment this interesting dynamic that will bring users back to the platform. I think that's everything for me. I think Brian has something to update, some financial overview to update us on as well.
So throughout 2020, we had a very lean spending budget. We decided that a lot of companies' main failure is because they're overextending themselves and spending more money than you can actually afford. So following this principle, our budget for 2020 was about $55,000 annually for our expenses. That includes all the salaries, licenses, fees, and our marketing expenses as well. In 2020, we spent the majority of our expenses was in development and in marketing. And it was about a 50-50 split between the two of them. But moving into 2021, we recognize that marketing is one of the core activities that we should be spending more time and money on. So we'll be increasing that budget towards marketing for the year of 2021. But overall, our budget for expenses for this year will be approximately the same as last year, with a small increase in marketing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So obviously, that's our budget, but I think if we do see more traction, when kind of the fire is going, we'll be ready to pour more fuel into that to make sure that it really takes off. I don't think there's a point to kind of just slowly chip away our budget if it's not getting the result as we want. When there's a right opportunity, we'll be pouring resources into marketing. So I think again with the addition of Aura, that would really be the kind of the thing that ties discussions and Atmos together, and will drive the project into mass adoption.
Yeah, I think the Aura, the piece, that we're talking about in terms of how Aura is going to function, and allow us to, marshal our resources for users who are, valuable community members. I think it kind of extends to, the underlying blockchains that we support. And I think that's the, major piece of how Aura can be kind of a useful thing. Because our unified ID is a great bridge towards the regular world and the blockchain world. It's a much lower barrier to entry. Even as difficult as it kind of may seem to use it in its current state without social login, it's still far easier than trying to understand wallets, trying to understand managing resources, trying to deal with this sort of arcane world that even fairly easy to use systems like EOS has presented people so far. So one of the big pieces of that is that we've been getting more and more involved in the TLOS ecosystem, where we're fairly excited for what they're doing in terms of governance, in terms of the underlying philosophy of the chain. We've recognized for a long time that EOS.io software is critical to how we're running our application and how we see the Novosphere being able to function. But very broadly speaking, the EOS mainnet has not lived up to the sort of expectations that we had for this software. So we're very excited to be introducing some new features that will be running specifically for the TLOS network, and we are making moves to start pushing our infrastructure more and more onto that chain. So more to come on that, and I think we'll have some pretty big announcements regarding that stuff in the coming weeks.
Yeah, and again, this will be a monthly occurrence. These community meetings, we are going to restart them. There will be a lot more engagement on the forum itself. We are looking to get the community engaged and excited about what we have to offer, what we have planned, and we want to hear your feedback. We want to get your opinion on, various aspects of the project, obviously improvement to UI UX and also improvements to marketing. So we're looking forward to hear that feedback, and we're excited to talk to you again next month.
Yep, take care, everyone.
Listening.